the first alumni we have, I personally worked with for 6 summers. He started with us in 2001. He was a top first year. He finished number 33 in the company his first summer out of all the first years. In today's dollars, he made about 30 grand his first summer with us. Worked with us 5 more summers. He went to Tarleton State University. So anybody from Stephenville or in that area, that's where Justin went to college. He recruited the number 2 first year in the world back in 2005. His name is, I believe, Garrett Mabry, right?
Right. Yep.
Right, Justin? I got a good memory for that stuff. Anyway, so Garrett Mabry was psychotic, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of fun. He ended up, actually, Garrett Mabry, I don't know, you know this, Justin, but he ended up coaching the state champion football team out of Stephenville because he sent me his plaque and stuff, Justin, when he won that state title. He was so proud. It was awesome. But anyway, so Justin left us. When he left us in 2006, he went to work with Federated Insurance, and he worked with them for 5 years and was top in new business, casualty, life insurance, medical insurance sales each of the years he was there. So 2007, 2012 there. Then in 2012, he went to a company that he's currently at, McAnally Wilkins Insurance. He started a brand new territory and built it to 30 million in annualized premiums to date. He still holds the record for the most premiums sold in a year for his whole agency, 7 million in premium in 2015. Has worked with many sales reps. Has a couple of our reps that work with him now that are doing extremely well that he has gotten in contact with because Southwestern alums are loyal to Southwestern alums because we know what this program is all about and what it takes to do well. And typically kids do really well when they leave us. So the company that he helped build, they sold for $250 million in 2023. Justin still stays on with them and manages an entire region, multiple sales reps. He is married to his beautiful wife, April, 16 years, has 3 kids, Jack, 13 in 7th grade, Henry, 10 in 4th grade, and Julia, 7 in 2nd grade. So yeah, I just wanted Justin to tell you guys a little bit about his experience, how he got recruited, why he did this, and then how it's translated to a lot of his success at Federated and with McAnally. So Justin, go ahead, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate the kind words and great to be around a bunch of book people again. I know some of you guys are coming on your first summer. I think there are some experienced people as well. So just really excited to be here and share my story and kind of what Southwestern has done in my life. And believe it or not, though, I do love sharing this when I talk to young people. I actually sold books my first summer. You guys will not believe this. I did sell it the entire summer without a cell phone. So I actually had to print maps off MapQuest. Does anyone have MapQuest or use that anymore? I guess not. We all use Apple Maps now, but we actually had to have paper maps. And every night when I'd get done selling books, we'd have to call our stats in. You guys probably text those in. I would have to stop, hit a payphone. I don't know if anyone's ever seen one of those before, but I would have to call all stats in. Marcel Mayer would call them all in on a payphone. So times have changed, but it does date me a little bit. So I was able to afford a cell phone. So that was my first purchase when I got back after summer. Number 1 was actually how to communicate there. But I did want to show you guys. I think this is pretty cool. I'm going to move my camera. This is kind of my Southwestern wall right here in my office. These are a lot of cool plaques. Top student manager, Gold Seal Gold Award, my favorite one. First year, experienced dealer, President's Club. Here's some checks kind of for back. And this is actually, y'all still do these, Mark, the pace setters? Y'all still remember you
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Houses?
They're all electronic though now, Justin.
Oh, it's all electronic now. Yeah. Okay. Man, I am getting old, but yeah, so those are that's my office, and I wanted to show you all some of those cool plaques that we actually picked up over the years. And but yeah, I'm very passionate about Southwestern. I'm passionate about what it does to young people and kind of how it can change your life. So really appreciate y'all having me. But I grew up, like Ralph said, I grew up in Kerrville, Texas. I went to Tarleton State University, tried to play basketball there, and quickly realized that a 6'2", 185 guy that's average athlete is not playing college basketball. So flipped over to business, got an accounting and finance degree at Tarleton. I currently live in Austin, like Ralph said, married to my wife for 16 years. Actually met her my last summer, 6th summer. I was recruiting students at Oklahoma State University. Met her there and we got married, and now have 3 children. My oldest son, Jack, who's in 7th grade, my middle boy, Henry, who's in 4th. And then I've got a 2nd grade daughter named Julia. And so beautiful family, enjoy them. And we also foster. So I actually just got done We've got we had two and a half year old twins that we fostered for 6 months at our house as well. So we had 7 people running around our house, which is kind of crazy for a while there. So um, I sold books from years 2001 to '06, and then like Ralph said, when I finished, I got on with a company called Federated Insurance. And for those that might not know commercial insurance, every business out there has to buy insurance, right? And so I sell what they have to buy for general liability, workman's comp for if the employees get injured. I sell auto insurance to them, property for their buildings and equipment and all of that side. And so started with Federated, learned the business 5 years, and then I actually got to branch over and help start up a company that specializes in oil and gas companies now. And so that's what we do. I work with 4 other Southwestern guys, which is real exciting. We love to talk shop when we get together. But yeah, so I work with them, and then now I also do a lot of recruiting, training, motivating, teaching our young producers. And then like Ralph said, last year we sold the company. Very proud of what we were able to accomplish over those years. And now I'm working for a large commercial broker now called Alliant, is the company that we're working with now. But I say all of that because all of the skills and the successes that I've had in the insurance business, it all came from the things that I learned sitting right here in your guys' shoes. And so that's what Raul wanted me to share. Just what are some of those things that I learned that I get to use in today's world, and how it's helped me in my current career. And I remember so how I got recruited, it was 2001, March of 2001. I was sitting at the back of my fraternity room. And I remember the president, oh, this was my freshman year, the president said, "Hey, some random guy just walked by with a stack of flyers and said, have someone fill this out if they're interested in hearing about a job to make $8,400, travel and get college credit." And man, the second that I heard $8,400, I immediately ran down. And I don't know what the average is today, Ralph, but that was my average back then. I ran down, put my name on that list, and gave it to my president. I said, "Tell this dude to call me because I'm interested." Everybody else was like, "Oh, that's a pyramid scheme. That's a scam. It's not going to work." Wade Floyd, Ralph, you remember Wade? So I was just sold from day one. And when I look back, that one kind of decision and Wade stopping in to recruit me is what changed sort of the trajectory of my life. And I know you guys will have that that are on this call, someone kind of bringing you, invite you into the program. Because at that point in my life, I thought I was going to be a doctor, thought I was going to get in the medical field. But man, after I did a summer of Southwestern and seeing the sales world and the business world, I was hooked. And so I just, really changed the trajectory of my career path. And, a lot of my friends always ask me, like, how does selling books, help you in your current job and career? And, what I do today, first I've got a prospect. So I'm out searching for businesses that I need to call on. So I'm prospecting, which a lot of you guys call it pre-approach, right? Finding pre-approach on businesses. I've got to go drive. I get in front of walk through the doors. Typically there's a gatekeeper that's kind of blocking me from the owner. So I've got to build a relationship with them. And then I've got to get myself to the owner that actually makes the decision for the insurance and convince them in a really short window of why they need to look at me or consider doing business with my agency. And then I'll gather information and come back to them and basically give them a presentation of why they should hire me to run their insurance versus their current guy. Everyone's already buying insurance from somebody, so I'm having to steal it, right? And so a lot of those skills and the sales side when I was selling books has taught me how to do that part of the business. And that's just the sales side and the easy part kind of my business. But once I actually sell the product and get them to actually hire me, that's where the recruiting and the training comes in, where I've got to build a relationship with these owners and keep them doing business with me year after year. And then as my customer base grows, my book of business will grow. And so I learned a lot of those recruiting and building relationship skills in the recruiting side of Southwestern on that. And so I manage a lot of reps now as well. So I'm leading sales meetings. I'm training new guys. I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, training one of our new guys last week. And all of those skills, anyone want to guess where I've learned all of those skills? What you guys are about to do, Southwestern. You guys are going to approach, get pre-approach on businesses. You're going to knock on thousands of doors this summer. You're going to have a really short window to get someone's attention. You're going to give thousands of demonstrations. You're going to get to learn how to close, which few people are good at actually closing and asking for a check in the business world. I mean, I got guys I hired that haven't done sales and it takes a long time to figure that out. You guys are going to do that thousands of times. And then also on the recruiting side, just being able to, if you do this multiple summers, the ability to recruit, train people, lead a sales meeting. Maybe you become an organizational leader one day and you're leading 30 people. Those are all things that I was able to do at age 24 and down, where most people in my business aren't doing it till 45 or 50. And so just, you're going to have a huge jump than most people in the real world. So I was, really appreciative of that. And there's kind of three main things that I look at that I think that Southwestern, I really took from Southwestern. First, what attracted me to the business was the money. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, man, that money's awesome. But I've kind of found the money, you're going to spend that money and it's going to be gone, right? The money you make, it's going to be gone. But the skills that you guys are going to take, that's what, is going to really live with you a long time down the road. And the number one skill, and I know y'all heard this before, but that you're going to learn this summer, and many summers you do this, is just the communication skills and the ability to use that. Approaching 1,000 people, closing, the demonstrations you're going to do. I heard the other day, it was a stat, probably have heard something similar, but only 5% of people in the world are willing to do a job that requires them to approach somebody else, right? Approach someone they don't know, which tells me 95% of people are afraid to do that. And y'all heard the term successful people are willing to do things that unsuccessful people aren't. And when I see that 95% of people can't do it, that tells me if I am willing to do it, there's money to be made there, right? And so just learning that attribute, and also in the communication skills, this summer, you are going to deal with all types of people. You're going to deal with super loaded, wealthy people, and you're going to see houses you've never seen before. You're going to be in single wide trailers, that people that only have cash. You're going to deal with all types of religions, races, cultures. You're going to deal with every type of personality. You're going to deal with really extroverted type of people that are like, hey, come on in, how you doing? And you're going to be part of the family. And then you're also going to deal with people that very closed-minded, very standoffish, really hesitant, right? Well, the cool thing in my work, guess what I deal with every day in the business world? I deal with super loaded, wealthy people. I deal with maybe the person in the front that doesn't make a lot of money. I deal with really big extroverted people and also quiet, strategic, introverted people. And where I've learned how to deal with all those different types of personalities was my years selling books and dealing with those people when I was selling. So just learning how to adapt, and those communication skills are going to be invaluable with your job. And then I also think a big thing I took away that I still use today a lot is just learning how to handle adversity and learning to have a positive outlook in life. I'm naturally an optimist, so I typically try to think positive. But you guys are going to be around just thousands of people that are all on a positive track, and it's really exciting. Learning how to take something that's negative and turning it into a positive is a life skill that will be with you for the rest of your life. And so really take advantage of it. And I look at like my current sales team. Like I said, I've got 4 book guys that work for me. Those guys, when we make changes or do something different with a company, I never get any complaint. They're ready to go. They're positive. Let's go attack it. I've got some other guys that aren't book people that haven't had that kind of mentality. And when we make changes, they're complaining, having issues with it. Typically at the end of the year, who's my top salespeople at our company? It's my guys that are positive, that work hard, that handle adversity. The people that complain are typically on the bottom end of our sales. It's just how it works. And so take that in this year when you guys are out there, and just, man, when there's a challenge, you get a flat tire out there, man, I love flat tires. I still do it with my family now. When we get flat tires in our car, my wife's like, oh, here comes the phone. He's going to start timing himself to see how quick he can change that tire, just because that's what I did while selling books, right? And so I just, handle that adversity, because it'll really set you up down the road. And then the other thing of the books is learning how to manage, lead, and train other people is so vital. I am a huge proponent that you need to do this job more than one summer. You've got to get the skill set of learning how to train, recruit, and all that side. But in the real world, you're going to have to, in a business, you're going to have to lead, manage, and motivate people. And no matter what job you do, whether you want to be a pastor, you want to run a charity, you want to be a sales guy, you want to be a politician, you are going to have skills that lead, train, motivate, figure out how to collect money. And so all of those skills come from doing it at Southwestern when you get summers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 down the road. So those are things that helped me today that I'm glad I was able to get when I was young in college. And kind of leads me into 3 things of advice that I would love to give you guys to make the most of your summer. And the first one, I think of this job as a long-term opportunity, right? This isn't a one summer and done. At least I didn't look at it this way as a freshman. I wanted to do this job all the way through college, and I did it a year after college. 20 years down the road, when you're in my shoes, the skills that you can learn. I'm just a huge believer that one summer you're going to learn how to sell. But if you do this 2, 3, 4, 5 summers, you're going to get the full experience of this job. And when I look at resumes from guys that send them to me, if they're Southwestern, I typically don't look at a resume until they've got 3 years under their belt. And that's just me personally. Other people have their own rules, but I want to see someone that's not only figured out how to sell, but they've also learned how to recruit, they've learned how to train, they've learned how to manage people, because that's what I need in my career, right? In my industry. And so I think long term, man, how can I do this to really set myself up so when I'm older, I've got a lot of skills that I can use in the professional world. And another note, make the most of the situation and your opportunity. Take notes, be focused, set goals, be coachable. Southwestern has 150 plus years of teaching people and thousands of successful alumni. And I think what really helped me is that I was dumb enough to just listen to the system and follow it. And it really helped me to have a very successful career in the business world. And so just make the most of the situation and the opportunity that you guys have. And then the last piece of advice, just have fun in the summer. Don't take yourself serious. This is not a serious job. Like, be goofy, wear goofy clothes. We used to call it back in the day. I don't know if y'all still talk this way, but lose your cool card. You guys are going to be in areas and territories that you've never been. You're going to meet people you'll never see again. Go become one in that community. Have fun. The friendships you're going to make along this way, are unbelievable. And I hang out with Southwestern guys all the time here in Austin and at work. And so just don't take yourself too serious. And I feel like if you're really willing to go out and have fun, the summer is going to be a blast, and you're going to walk back and you're going to have a really fat check, to come back home to just enjoy yourself in the summer, because you got time to be serious in the real world and really enjoy it now on that. And so, but I'll end with this. And what I really love about Southwestern and this opportunity is that, this is going to be all about you. You're going to get what you put into this deal. And Southwestern doesn't care if you're from super loaded family or you're from the poorest of the poor families. They don't care what your last name is. They don't care your Southwest. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter if you go to an Ivy League school or a little D2 school like I did. If you're willing to go after it, you can be successful at this job, right? And so I just think I love that it was all about me, and what I was willing to put into is what I'm going to get out of it. And nothing else mattered. And so that just really drove me. And I believe anyone can be successful at it. And so, was it the hardest thing I've done in my career or in my life? Yes. I still say that, and my friends know that. Was it the best thing I could have possibly ever, done in college? 1,000,000% yes. Because, it just really set me up for a beautiful career and an opportunity to make an income that, never really thought was possible. And so, I really, hope you guys have a very successful summer. Be safe out there, and hopefully at some point down the road, we can get a chance to meet y'all at an alumni event someplace there. So thank you guys. Yeah, we can open it for questions, Ralph.
I just wanted to ask you a question, Justin, because we always talk about, how bookmen are good at all parts of their life, right? And not just, and I know, dude, you're great in your church, your community. And you just told me you coach 2 of your sons' sports teams. So tell me a little bit about how this has maybe led to some success, whether it be family life, your community, the sports teams, stuff like that. We'll wrap up on that.
Yeah, and I think that we're pretty involved in our school, and just it lets you, especially when you're coaching, the skills that I've learned of motivating and training, and dealing with other parents. When all you guys have kids, your young kids are going to have parents, and there's a lot of different personalities, and you've got to get on board. And I've coached 5th and 6th grade tackle for my oldest son, and then flag for my younger one, and then basketball with all the kids. But you're just having to learn how to deal with a ton of different personalities and how to, diffuse challenging situations. And, I learned a lot of that on the book field. And then, even at our school, I kind of help them with raising money, and you're having to, you need to bring funds together to help with scholarships or buildings or whatever they need. And, I feel like I've got a pretty good skill of talking people into, hey man, get part of the team. Let's, we need some money for this. Let's get together here. And so, yeah, and it's created me to be able to do a job that I can be flexible, and I can take off at 3 o'clock to help my kids coach, that most of my other buddies are having to work 8 to 5 or something like that. And so it's given me an opportunity to be flexible with my career or my personal life and things like that too. So, yeah, I don't know if that is that kind of what you're looking for, Rob?
Justin, thank you so much, dude. We're going to record this and cut it and send it out. And then, like I said, y'all, you will be seeing this man again live at GLS2 in March. So appreciate y'all, Justin. If you have any questions for him, I will get them to him. All right. See y'all later.
Thank you, guys.